it straight up the middle, and he's in. Down the right side, Lamb's open. Dancing in. Touchdown. Ripple, you big tank. And the ball is intercepted by Diggs. Of course it's Diggs.
Cowboys OT is brought to you by Sleep Number. Sleep Number, the official sleep and wellness partner of the Dallas Cowboys. Yeti, officially licensed Yeti Cowboys gear is now available at Stadium Pro Shops, concession, and on Yeti.com. And by Blockchain.com. Invest like your icons with Blockchain.com.
For the first time in NFL history, a team has defeated both Super Bowl representatives from the year prior in a short week. Back-to-back wins against the Philadelphia Eagles and now the Kansas City Chiefs as the Dallas Cowboys take down the Chiefs in Week 13, 31-28. This is the First Word presented by Dr. Pepper, providing an opening to Cowboys OT here from the Star in Frisco in the Globe Life Studios alongside Barry Church, Nate Newton, and Isaiah Stanback. I'm Kyle Yeomans. Once again, a happy Thanksgiving to all of you out there, and hope you enjoyed that one. It was a fun one to watch, really, from the beginning. Two football teams fighting for their playoff lives, and if you're really honest with yourself, two teams that have been playing a good brand of football as of late, and you saw that throughout this one. It was really back and forth, and it got dicey at different times in the game. Isaiah, I'll start with you. Your thoughts on the Cowboys getting it done against a Super Bowl representative for the second straight game?
Well, Kyle, I'm glad I took my pink drink because it gave me a little bit of bubble guts there at the end of the game. But at the end of the day, the Dallas Cowboys playmakers stepped up, and that's exactly what took place tonight. Dak Prescott played absolute lights out. He got the Dallas Cowboys out of a lot of bad situations. This defense stepped up in a major way as well. It impacted the game. Obviously, Patrick Mahomes did Patrick Mahomes things, but he had to do those things in order to put his team in a position to be competitive. But our defensive line had great coverage up front. Our DBs stepped up in a major way, and overall, this is one heck of a victory for the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, this was complimentary football at its finest, as you've seen. And this is, 3 straight weeks where complimentary football has, pretty much reared its head for the Dallas Cowboys. When you look at it, the big dogs showed up, just like Isaiah said. I mean, you had the wide receivers on the outside, Pickens and Lamb doing their thing on the outside. You had Ferguson at the tight end position. And, of course, Dak Prescott orchestrating all this, getting the ball to who needs to get the football when they're open. He did an unbelievable job out there. And defensively, I can't say enough about what they've done on that interior defensive line. That triple monster that you have on the defensive tackle with Odigizua, with Clark, with Williams, I mean, it's outstanding. And they're able to get that pressure on quarterbacks right in front of their face. And every quarterback I talk to, that's what they hate. When that pressure comes right in front of your face, it's hard to step up in the pocket and get the job done. So can't say enough about the defense and the offense and what they did, and this was a great Cowboys victory this afternoon.
I love to see, not the underdog, but the guy that's rarely used. And that was Malik Davis today. Had a big run for a touchdown to start opening up the game. The offensive line picked up a lot of blitz, a lot of stunts. The running backs picked up a lot of blitz and a lot of stunts. Besides that first hit where they heated Dak up, he had a super game, like you said, Isaiah. When I see the others, as Shaq like to say, because I was a elite other, doing their job so the big dogs can hunt. I like the way CeeDee Lamb came in today and showed that, hey, don't forget me, I'm still over here. But then Pickens still making his marks in the game. George Pickens. Is I'm saying that right? George Pickens. Sometimes I say Perkins, but I'm meaning Pickens, baby. He did what he had to do. Great game overall. I think we could have ran the ball in certain situations. Isaiah was sitting over here. That's his bubble gut theory. We should have ran the ball a little bit more. But I just truly believe this right here. You got through 2 major games against 2, I think, great teams. Now, one of them don't have a great record in Kansas City, but, boy, 31-28 against a good, solid defense, a Spagnuolo defense. I think they had a nice day.
I want to hear about your bubble guts theory now that it's been tabbed by Nate. You were just wanting in certain situations to run the ball as opposed to remaining pass happy. I mean, there were a lot of times in this game where you could have either had time management on your side or even just situational awareness on your side.
Yeah, no, I guess the thing that gave me the bubble guts or made me uneasy per se is just that Coach Schottenheimer, he should be confident. He should be confident as a play caller. He should be confident because of the personnel that he has. But I think that there's a point in time where you can become overconfident in your abilities as a play caller because you are that confident in your talent. You're confident in Dak. You're confident in CD and George Pickens. You're confident in Jake Ferguson. So you just feel like you could throw the ball in situations that I would like to see them run the ball, not only because of the fact that clock management, but also from protecting the ball standpoint. There's a number of times where Dak put the ball in harm's way today, and we lucked out. Just call it what it is. And I'm being picky. We just had one heck of a victory, so I know a lot of people are going to be like, oh, he's tripping. But listen, we got lucky on a lot of different plays today where it was a tip ball or it was a bobble ball and a missed catch, and it went in almost somebody else's hands. And we saw it there on that last drive by Dak where it almost got picked off. Then the next play, George Pickens fumbled. Those are back-to-back plays where I like to have seen Javonte Williams, who's been running the rock consistently. Last time I checked, he was top 5 in the league.
100%.
So give him the rock. Let him run the ball. You would have negated them to having the ball back in their hands with 4.5 minutes left instead of 5 minutes and 15 seconds. That's huge when you start talking about giving the ball back to Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid. Those type of plays and those 45 seconds can matter when the games really, really matter.
And you're not talking about not throwing the ball, period. You're just talking about in certain areas, certain situations where you can utilize the ground game in a different way. Now, I do want to give Dak Prescott a lot of credit. He helped you win this football game, and he played an unbelievable brand of football again. Nate, from what you saw with Dak Prescott today, there were multiple times. I thought the 3rd down and goal where he broke a tackle, kind of worked out of the pocket, and then threw it to Javonte Williams, followed by another play where he just fitted in an incredible window, extended the play, found George Pickens at the pylon for the 2-point conversion. That back-to-back play is really Dak in a microcosm on how he helped you win this game.
You remember just 3 years ago, we were saying, man, no more than 25 times we want Dak to throw the ball. Now, he threw it today 39 times. He had 27 completions for 320 yards, 2 TDs and 1 interception. Like I said, and that was early in the game where they lit him up, brought some pressure, and they caught him off guard. This kid has grown. He gets them in the right play. I don't know if he had a kill button on some of the passing plays out there, but you know what? He's doing a tremendous job, and once again, they was trying to heat him up, and he's just maneuvering in the pocket. He's manipulating the pocket. He's being Houdini. Offensive line, you did a great job today, but I'm telling you, with Dak and the way these other guys blocked, it was a super thing.
Yeah, what stuck out to me in this game when it comes to the offensively and what Dak Prescott was able to do, we talked about it in the pregame a little bit, but we talked about how Spagnuolo likes to throw the kitchen sink at you. He's a guy that just loves to blitz you and get after you. But we also talked about how Dak Prescott's one of the best quarterbacks in the National Football League against the blitz. And today, he pretty much had the answers to when Spagnuolo was blitzing, whether it was a slant to George Pickens, whether that offensive line and Javonte Williams did a great job picking up the blitz, and he was able to feed the ball to CD Lamb down the field, especially late in the game. But in this game in particular, I felt like Dak played amazingly when he had the answers to that blitz. I mean, a couple of times they backed off in zone and maybe confused him a little bit. He was able to use his legs and buy time and wait for his receivers to get open down the football field. But overall, I think he played amazing against the blitz tonight.
Yeah, he made a lot of great plays.
Yeah.
He probably avoided 5 sacks.
Yeah.
Let's call it what it is. And Dak, and that's what happens, right? You have an MVP candidate quarterback versus another MVP quarterback. So, I mean, these two guys were going head-to-head. You had amazing play by both sides. And Dak is in that conversation. You have to put some respect on his name. And then not only Dak, but the guys that were catching the rock today made so many contested catches. That gave them a chance, and they did not let him down. Shout out to Kevontae Turpin coming back from last week, right? The mishaps that he had and coming back and having a good game. George Pickens, what can you say about his contested catch ability? CD Lamb came back and went ahead and didn't do the runny nose or whatever you call it, but went ahead and just let those guys know that I'm back and I can catch this rock.
Can't forget about Flournoy either.
Oh,
Flournoy had a
as
bunch
well.
of big-time third downs. Yeah.
Fellas, tell me this, man. Tell me this. Tell me, no, seriously. How fast is Pickens?
Yeah.
Deceptively, too.
Oh, man.
He just gains ground on people. Like the one late play, I'm like, man.
He's an incredible outrunner. A lot of things going well for the Cowboys. Of course, we've got more Cowboys OT coming your way in a matter of moments. We're going to have some instant reaction from the locker room. We'll also have some highlights as well. Let's take a look at some of the celebrations. Jake Ferguson's got his whole hand inside that turkey. Everybody's celebrating after the Thanksgiving win. Cowboys take down the Chiefs 31-28. More to come from the Star in Frisco.
Get your hand out of home.